everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing my course selection for my 4th year at the University of Toronto. It's crazy how the year went by. I took a year off. For those of you who don't know, I took a gap year, and so I didn't have to do course selection this time last year. So being in 4th year, that means I have the earliest start time for course selection, which is a blessing. I remember being in 1st year, being the last of all the grades to enroll and being super afraid I wasn't going to get into the courses I wanted to, even though most of the courses I was trying to get into were 1st year courses. A different challenge, I think, for the 4th year courses is that they're super small. For example, a course I'm trying to get into is 15-person max. So gotta really click that button. Right now I have around 20 minutes until my course selection, so I'm just gonna be like talking to you during this time. I actually just used the planner tool on Acorn. I just use that to put potential courses and then check if it fulfills all my requirements. And one thing I learned from my registrar is every time you add one course, click like their button there that makes the system show you like what it fulfills if you had taken that course. And so you have to click that button every time after you put in a new course. So don't put in like 5 courses and then click that button, because sometimes it like crashes on itself and you'll have to go through and find all the courses again. So every time you put one course in, you refresh it. I use that a lot this time around just to make sure that I'm fulfilling all my requirements. Another thing I did was I made a Word doc, and I also opened the page that has like all the requirements for my 2 majors. A lot of the times it's like take 1 course from this group, take 1 course from this group. And so I copy pasted it over, and then I erased all the ones I've already fulfilled, and then I would have like the long lists of courses that I might potentially be able to take to fulfill that requirement. But then you have to go through all of those, because many of those you can't actually take if you don't have the prerequisite. For example, like certain lifestyle prereqs I didn't have, and so I can't take certain courses. And you could take the prereq in order to take this course, but then like if I just need another course, like one other course to fulfill the requirement, like I wouldn't want to take 2 courses. So that really cut down my list. It literally cut it down to like a 1/4 of it. And so then I had a cluster of courses that I could take, and then you would have to check, is it in the fall or the winter, and see what actually fits into your schedule. And so I found 3 of my health studies courses that I need in order to graduate. There are other options, but these are the only ones that are either like only like 1 semester instead of a year long. They're only offered at a time that I could take it. So it boiled down to just 3. And so I need to take these fall courses in order to graduate on time, because they don't offer these in the winter. And if I don't get into them, I'm screwed. The rest of my requirements are all just electives, or take a social course from the 400 level, take a social course from the 300 level. So there's many options, and there's many courses that I'm interested in taking that fulfill those requirements. I guess this is kind of a tip if you are doing course selection for the first time, or if you're doing course selection when you're like in university. I really recommend like making that list, being very sure early on of like what courses that you need to do. It feels really overwhelming. I was so overwhelmed that I put it off for months during my gap year, and then I sat down one day and I was like, I can't push this off any further. And it's better if you do it earlier. It just clears your mind. It makes you feel like you will finish university. It's doable. And in terms of like figuring out what courses you want to take, Reddit is always really helpful. I know not everybody puts all the information about courses on Reddit, but I always go on Reddit. I look up my course code Reddit and see if someone wrote anything, because usually if it's a popular course, then people have stuff to say about it. And I also do look at Ratemyprof. I know not everybody thinks Ratemyprof is accurate because only the people who like really loved or really disliked their prof will post anything, so you won't really get that middle ground opinion. But I still think it's really important because a prof can make or break the course. I've taken courses that I literally had no prior knowledge about, had no interest in, and learned so much because the prof was so engaging or made it so interesting. So I do think, at least, even if you are going to take it, I think it's at least important to get like gauge a little bit about what kind of teaching style, how the course might run. And Ratemyprof, people put up a lot of information about the structure of the class, like how you get assignments, how you get like your marks, like the percentages, like all that, and whether the TAs mark or the prof marks, like all of these things you can find on Ratemyprof. So I go on Ratemyprof, I go on Reddit. Using that information, I try to figure out like what courses sound interesting to me. If they're mandatory, obviously I'll just take it. But for things where you can choose between a bunch of courses, I try to narrow down my list by going through that process. Academic calendar is another tool. I'm sure everybody uses it, but the academic calendar, I will open all the tabs of all the different courses that I can take for that requirement and then read through the course description and just see which one I literally feel more interested in. And then the last thing I kind of do is if there's ever a prof that I really liked in my first, second year, then through my third and fourth year, I just looked for the courses that that prof was teaching. That's another way to kind of figure out like what to take, because like I said, the prof really makes or breaks the course. So it's called griddy.org, and I remember using this in my first year. What's good about this timetable calendar thing compared to the timetable builder that's on Acorn is that it shows you the timetable, like what you will get, like while the planning tool on Acorn is more like this semester I will take these courses, and this semester I'll take these courses, and in the summer I'll take these courses. So it's actually like planning your academic, like your entire academic journey. So you can make many versions of your potential timetable on Griddy. It's pretty accurate, but it's not 100%. And so you cannot fully rely on the Griddy because you might get screwed over because you might think there's a course and there's not a course, or you might think it's in a semester and it's not in that semester. And so you always have to check with your department, you have to check with the academic calendar, you have to check with literally your Acorn, what is it called? Your cart? What is it called? A cart? The place where you put all your courses. Oh my gosh, what time is it? I'm literally talking as if I have all the time in the world. Okay, I have 9 minutes left. When you type in a course to check and put it in your cart, it shows you obviously like the times there. And so you want to check with that before you fully rely on using Griddy, but Griddy is a good tool. Let me just quickly show you in case you never used this before. So let's do like Sociology 100, okay? So Intro to Soc. Then it shows me like all of these different lectures and then the tutorials that will go along with it. And so if I'm planning my course, like I'll be like, okay, I want my lecture here, and then I'm gonna have my tutorial like one of these. And so then later when I'm choosing like another course, like I don't know, 150, then I kind of know, okay, so these ones are in the winter semester because they're over there, and then I can put my tutorial. So it kind of gives you more of like a visual idea of what your semester will be like. So to recap, I'm recommending that you write down all the requirements for a major, cross off the ones you already have, and then like, narrow down what you want to get into by using things like academic calendar, Ratemyprof, and Reddit. And then obviously like talking to your friends or group chats or whatever, or like people in upper years. When I was in my like first and second year, I asked this girl I knew, she literally gave me like a detailed list of like, don't take these and take these. After you narrow it down, when you're actually doing the planning, use Griddy and your timetable planning tool that's on Acorn. Oh my gosh, okay, I have a minute left. I'm trying to do 6 courses, or I'm not trying to do 6 courses. I'm trying to do 5 courses, but I'm gonna try to get into 6 courses. That's kind of like what I always do. Okay, a minute is pretty long actually. Yeah, but I do recommend trying to enroll in more than you're gonna take so that if you don't get into a certain course, or like even if you get into all of them, to try going to the first class of all of them, especially if you're choosing between 2 and then drop one. That way, if you hate the course when you're in 5, you have another one to take instead of like dropping it and only having 4. If you take 6 and you hate one, then you still have 5, so you still like have your requirements. Just make sure that you know what date you can drop before it shows up on your transcript. 30 seconds, and then I am determining what I'm taking for the next year before I graduate. So exciting and so scary. 20 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4. Oh my gosh, why is this so scary for no reason? Literally so scary for no reason. Oh my gosh, where is my timetable? Where is my timetable? Enroll and manage courses. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me just click enroll in my health studies ones first. Okay, great. Enroll this one. Oh, I can't enroll in this one. Oops. Okay, enroll. Enroll. Wow, there's only 5 left there. Okay, wait, I don't actually want to take this one right now. This? Yeah, Monday. Enroll. Why is it not letting me enroll on that? Why can't I enroll into my French? Oh, I can only do it at July 28th. Oh, okay. I have to wait till July 28th to get into this. Okay, then that's a little risky, so I should probably... I realized that a bunch of the electives I chose, they have priority enrollment for other programs. So that's another thing to keep in mind. We're learning together. Yeah, when you're choosing electives, make sure that they're in your program. Like they don't have to be, but have a backup. For example, like I'm trying to get into French as an elective, but I can't because it's not within my, like the French majors get priority to get into the French courses. And so you get to do it like 20 days later. And so make sure that if you don't get into that, you still have other courses that you want to get into. So right now I'm just trying to figure out what the other course would be for me. For the fall, 4 courses: Global Migration and Health, which is the one I wanted to get into, Case Studies in Health Policy, which is again the one I wanted to get into, and Health and Pharmaceuticals, which is again another one I wanted to get into. And if I finish these 3 courses, my health studies major is finished, so I'm very excited about that. And then the 4th course is Sociology of Martial Arts, which is with a prof I really like. So 4 courses. And if you're like, why are you not in 5 or 6 like you literally said earlier, I only need 9 half credits, so 4.5 full credits to finish my degree. And so I'm taking 4 and 5 like that, but just in case I am trying to do 5 and 6 so I can drop. And so the goal is that I will get into French, that makes it 5, and then I will drop either French or Sociology of Martial Arts. My second semester, winter, the ones I just got into right now are Life on Other Worlds. I'll be in it for now unless I get into French. Linguistics 200, my sister recommended it to me. She said it's interesting and it's pretty easy to go along with it. So Linguistics 200, and then Soc 354, which is Sociology of Gun Violence. I'm pretty sure, let's check. Yep. And then Soc 493, which is my requirement for my 400 level Soc course. And that one is Sociology of Boredom, and then Sociology of Crime and Deviance. So that makes it 5. Yeah, the French one I have to enroll on July 28th. Trying to get into Psychology of Magic, which just sounds so much more interesting. But that one I can only go in at... Oh shoot, actually I might not even be able to do this one. Course is restricted to qualifying students only. Oh, okay, let me look this up because maybe I can't take it. Oh no! I can't take this. It's restricted to first year students. So yeah, this is another thing to be aware of when you're reading the academic calendar. Oh man, I should have taken it in first year. If there's any first year of you guys, like this sounds so fun, like wow, why not take it? So that's that. We have survived. I will update you guys after July 20 something to let you know what my final timetable looks like, but I did get into the 3 most important health studies courses and the important sociology courses that I need. So all my major requirements are fulfilled. I just need like other courses so that it fulfills my degree requirement of getting the total number of credits. And so we're safe regardless. I know I sound and seem like a little uneasy. That's because I didn't get into French because I totally forgot that you can't enroll into it if it's not your major requirements, but that's fine.